Hi guys, I'm gonna go ahead and make, let me move my mic, and make one more tag. I did add another folder into my Dropbox, so you can go and download that and get some more things. So I'm gonna pull some things out of there. I'm gonna go to File and create New. I want it to be 5 inches by 7 inches. I want my resolution to be 300. I want my working space to be sRGB. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to move this. If you hold your mouse down and click in this gray area, you can move your document wherever you want it. If you double click on the hand, it will fill up your whole space. If you have your scroll wheel checked in your preferences, you can zoom in and out using just your scroll wheel, which is a lifesaver for me. I'm going to come down here and create a new layer. I'm going to go to my shapes, pick custom shape, go up here, scroll down, open the one that says W Scrapbook tags, and let's see, which one am I gonna try? Maybe, I don't remember which ones I've already done. Let me try this one. My foreground color is black. It will come out whatever your foreground color is. You want to make sure up here under shapes, you have pixels selected. I'm going to just draw it out. I'm going to add a string this time, so I am going to leave some room at the top. If I hold down my space bar, before I unclick, I can move this anywhere on the paper. I want it to be down, and I probably want it to be a little like that. All right, so we have our background layer and our tag layer. Let's label this one tag. I'm gonna try and not go so fast. We're going to see this layer is highlighted. We're going to hold down the control key. That's the command if you're on a Mac. Select our move tool and go up here and double click to center our tag on our document. I'm okay with this. I now need a paper to lay on top. I'm going to go to File, Open. I have a bunch of stuff on my desktop I should have cleaned. I don't see the folder. It must still be in my Dropbox. Give me a second. I'm going to have to go find it. No, it is there. It's just not showing. Okay. File, Open. What am I missing? Tag share 2. There we go. I'm going to use, let's see, let's pick a couple. If I click and hold down my control key, I can select a couple. I know I want to use this bird. So let me see what's going to work with the bird. I still don't know why it's doing this. It should just open straight. I want to convert to my working space, which is sRGB. I think because my bird is blue, I don't want to use a blue paper. I do like this brown. I don't hate that one. I kind of like that one. Okay, we're going to go with this one. So I'm just going to click on it and drop and drag it. I liked it because it had the canvas detail that the other paper had in the first folder. I want to really accent that. So I'm going to make sure that layer is selected. I'm going to hit Control T to free transform my paper. And because my paper is so big, you do not see a bounding box. So I'm going to hit Control O. Nope, it's Control 0. I just do it without thinking, so I'm not really sure. I am going to hold down my Shift key to constrain my size. Let's close this. Let's hold down my Shift key, move this over here. I think I want a little bit more in my design. That'll have to be good. I'm gonna just double click and it is going to commit. This is now going to be my background. I'm going to hold down my Alt key and see how I get that little arrow in between the layers. You want to click right between. When I click it, it will now work as a clipping mask and clip this layer to that layer. I'm going to add my bird second and then close it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hit Control T to resize it. And we'll figure out where we want it to be. Now, I'm not 100% sure where I want this to be, so I am not going to merge down at this point. I'm going to again hold my Alt key and just clip it to that same tag. You can do multiple layers. I'm going to go in and do Control O again to open a new document. Let's see. I know I want this string. What else do we have that would be fun? We can add, I did a bunch of sayings that I had made for my old website. So I added those in. I think I'm going to just pick hello and the string and what else? Let's maybe pick this flourish. Okay. I know I want the string. I'm going to add that and close that. We can add the text. We can add the flourish. All right, let's work with this mess that we have here. I know I want my string to be last. I'm going to click that layer and drag it to the top and turn that off. I know I want my flourish to be under my bird. So I'm going to drag it there. It automatically clips. If it doesn't, you just hold the Alt key and click it. I don't know where I want hello to go, so I'm going to work on the flourish layer first. I'm going to hit Control T. I'm going to make it smaller because we want our, let's do like halfway. Let me see if I can find a different blend mode so it doesn't take away from our bird so much. Or maybe, oh, I don't hate that. Okay, I'm going to be okay with that. I'm going to leave. let's see, Control T. Let's maybe bring our bird down a hair. Let's put our wording. Control T again. I'm going to hold my shift, make this a little smaller. Maybe the bird's face is up there, so maybe we'll put it on this side. Let it overlap a little bit on our flourish. And maybe I want to go in and make that bigger. So I actually think I'm just going to pull it up and then maybe pull it out a hair. I want to build. All right, let's go back to our bird. Control T. Let's, oh, I want him to still fit on the page. We'll move him up a hair. And I really want him to show a little bit more. I'm going to make a duplicate layer by using Control J. I'm going to hold the Alt key and clip it. I'm going to go down to the bottom layer, the bottom bird. My foreground color is black, and the shortcut to fill that is Alt Shift and backspace. So now we have our blue bird and we have a copy of a black bird. I'm going to go to the black bird, move this over, hit filter, blur, gauze blur, and that's way too much. Let's see. Let's hit OK. It does allow it to pop a little bit more. What if we moved it? I'm going to go back and activate my move tool. I'm going to use my arrow key and just click down one time. There we go. And click to the right one time. No, maybe I don't like it. I'm going to go back and leave it where it was. So now I have this. I'm going to call this good enough because we don't want to take too long. But I do want to make a blur layer from my tag. So I am going to do Control J and take my tag layer, which is already black, so I don't have to change it. Go back to Filter and Blur. Go back to Gauze Blur. I want the edge to show a bit, so it doesn't look so flat on the page. Like that, maybe? I'm at 6.8. I'm going to call that okay. I think I want to add a stroke. Now, it's an easy thing to do, but the stroke has to be on the top layer. So I'm going to go here because my string is still off. I'm going to add a new layer, but I'm going to come back down. This is our blur copy. We don't want that one. I'm going to go back to my original tag, hold down my Control key, and if you click on the thumbnail, it will make a selection of what is in your thumbnail. I'm going to keep the black, although I could have. Let's take the eyedropper tool and go up and select this color, which is kind of a gray and not so much a black. I'm going to go back to my new blank layer. I'm going to go to Edit and find Stroke, which I know is in here. I want it to be on the inside so it shows. We don't have to worry about preserved transparency. And I think I'm going to try 2 pixels to start and hit OK. Now, to make the marching ants disappear, you hit Control and D to deselect. So this is our stroke layer. And we're not going to clip that. We're just going to leave it alone. All right, so this, I'm okay with all of this. Now we're going to work on the string. I saw a lot of people wanting to add. So I'm going to turn my string on. It's way too big. I'm going to hit Control T again for free transform. And again, I can't see it. It's too big. So I'm going to hit Control 0, and that brings up the whole bounding box. I'm going to hold my Shift key, and so the proportions stay the same. Let's see. I want it to go over. Let me just pull it a little here. I want to flip it, so this part's on the bottom. I'm going to right click and select flip vertical. There we go. Now let's see what we have. So I need space here and ideally space there. I'm going to make it a hair bigger. What if we flipped it horizontal? We still run out of space either way. I can just make it off center. Let's see. Let's bring it up a hair more. I'm going to pull this side a hair out. And we're losing the knot. And I really want to keep the knot. All right. A hair more. See, this is the kind of stuff I do. I never really know where I'm going or what I'm doing. I just open and start playing. Now, we want to make this look like it's attached. If you have Photoshop, use a layer mask. If you have Elements, use your eraser. So because I have Photoshop, I'm going to use the layer mask. I'm going to come down here and click on my layer mask. It's white. So if it's white, you need black to hide. I'm going to flip this. So black is my foreground color. I'm going to select my brush. I'm going to go to my brushes, and you want a hard edge brush. And this is way too big. You will use your bracket keys, and that will make your brush larger or smaller. I want it really small. I'm going to use my zoom wheel, and I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to paint. What are we doing wrong here? My opacity is only at 10. I need it to be at 100. I'm going to hit 0 on my keyboard. That's going to bring it to 100. Then I'm going to start painting with black. Remember, our black is our foreground color. Let's get really close. I'm happy when I can see pixels, because then I know I'm getting exactly where I need to be. All right, if we zoom back out, now it looks like our string went around our tag. So I'm going to do that twice. So I'm going to undo it. I'm hitting Control Alt and the letter Z to undo, and we're going to do the other side to show it really doesn't matter. Black is still my foreground color. I'm going to zoom in using my scroll wheel. I need to make sure that stroke shows. And we're just going to go down. I'm going to hit my shift key and pull it up. And then again, I need to make sure the stroke shows. All right, we zoom back out. It doesn't really matter which side you decide to hide. It's going to work either way. Let's bring this back in the middle. So this is our new tag. You can see I clipped some of the layers. I did not clip this one because it fell in the middle of the tag. Your stroke needs to be on the top for it to show. I did not clip that one, and I did not clip my string. So I'm going to call this done. I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm not going to save all of my layers. I'm just going to save it as a PNG on my desktop. I'm going to call it Kimmy Tag. I think it's my third one. And call it 3. Save it there. I will be able to now upload it to Facebook into our album. If you have any questions about anything I did, just post it. I'll be happy to answer. Hope you learned something. Bye.